So it's been 9 months since I was diagnosed with stage 3 appendix cancer, and I don't feel the way perhaps I thought I would at this stage of my journey with cancer. And I'm going to do my best to explain that in this video. This is going to be a long-winded, therapeutic, vent/word vomit video. I have things on my mind, and I just want to share them, and I hope I feel better after having done so. It'll be cancer update, life update, let's see what Noah says update. So if you're here for that and you want to spend time with me, hopefully engage in the comments section with me, share your thoughts and opinions or personal life updates or whatever, I'd appreciate it. I really would. I'm not going to edit this video. Nothing will be cut out. We're just going to ramble and talk. But 9 months ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I shared my journey, and I have shared my journey on this channel. And recently I updated you guys that as of right now, I am no evidence of disease. My PET scan was clear, CAT scan was clear. My traditional cancer tumor markers are unremarkable. One was low, and my CA19, which is just a general cancer marker, is a little elevated, but unless this next one comes back way higher, no need to worry. I'm in a very fortunate place as a cancer patient, for sure. I've got a couple friends, one in particular whom will stay anonymous. She's not doing well. She's stage 4. It seems to be progressing. It's scary, and it's hard. It's heartbreaking. As of right now, I am all right, but I don't feel all right as far as how I felt or how I think I felt and the way I thought pre-cancer. I don't feel all right. I don't know that I believe I'm going to be okay, and that I'm still not just one moment away, one bad test away, one bad scan away from being right back in the cauldron, right back in the fray of having cancer, trying to overcome cancer, and having the chance to be alive longer term. Part of me suspects, if not certainly knows, that that's a normal experience for someone in my shoes. It seems reasonable to think that after having gone through what I have been through, a sudden dangerous advanced cancer diagnosis and major surgery and all the treatments and the trauma of the whole thing and the stress of the whole thing and the uncertainty of the whole thing, and being relatively young, I'm 38, and processing mortality in a way that perhaps I didn't think I'd have to. It stands to reason that being 9 months removed from it, 10 months removed from it, being in a pretty good place, but not the place maybe I thought I would be, I guess, that I wouldn't feel safe. And to clarify what I mean by pretty good place as opposed to like an amazing place, we've got 2 markers that are still elevated. I'm just not in immediate danger because they're elevated right now. I have a circulating tumor cell count that when I was initially diagnosed was 2.4 circulating tumor cells floating through my blood. And in 6 months' time, it jumped to 2.8. Ideally, this is really, really low, but hopefully under 2 would be the goal, and mine went slightly up. And it just means that the chance of me metastasizing or cancer spreading is higher than they would want. Half of those are what are known as stem cells, cancer stem cells. Very dangerous for metastases or for cancer growing and spreading. So my other tests were pretty good. My CAT scan, which my oncologist wanted me to get, completely clear. 2 in a row. That is very relieving. But with the CA19, a general cancer marker, still being elevated, although not wildly elevated, but consistently elevated since this whole thing happened, and with us needing to keep an eye on it, and with that circulating tumor cell count being up by 0.4 in the 2s, but they don't want to see it in the 3s, 4s, and up. Love to see it down. And then perhaps just the nature of the beast. My life for which I am so grateful, it still feels in limbo. I still have these thoughts like, well, you can't necessarily plan for the future. Granted, all we have is today, and that's actually something I believe. But one of my favorite things pre this experience, and I wonder if other people have felt this too, certainly wonder if other cancer patients have felt this too, but one of my favorite things was to dream of what may be, to make goals, to make plans, and to pursue them passionately and thoughtfully, whilst not losing sight of what's most important to me, which is what's happening right now, the present. I certainly don't think that the destination is where the joy is, but I do think the pursuit of things and the looking forward to things and the planning for things can be invigorating, to say the least. It can be fun. And I remember when I was diagnosed, before I knew enough to know that I would be here with you guys, as far as we know, barring emergencies or catastrophic things that we can't predict, I would be here for a while. I remember thinking, shoot, I'm going to be dead soon. I'm going to be dead soon. Stage 3 aggressive cancer, positive margins after my surgery. My life doesn't matter anymore. Everyone will move on once I'm gone, and they'll forget I was ever here. Morose thoughts, sad thoughts, stress-stricken thoughts. But my life doesn't matter anymore. My plans don't matter anymore, and everyone's going to forget about me. These are thoughts that I had. Really difficult thoughts to contend with. And I know I'm not the only one who's ever thought them. And I also know thinking them doesn't make them true, but they were very real thoughts to me. And I'm at a place now that I think many a cancer patient would dream of. Sure, a couple markers are not where they want them, but as long as they keep circulating, for right now I am okay and I am grateful. But I don't feel the way I wondered that I would. I feel a bit empty about it all. I feel thankful and content, but I don't feel a lot of happiness or joy these days. I think I'm working through some dissociation and some depression. I have my thoughts as to what that's all about. But I don't feel safe. And maybe I won't for quite some time. Maybe I never will. I'm open to whatever might happen, but it's an odd in-between place, I think. And I have scans and tests and a whole nother round of surveillance stuff coming up very soon in early October. We're sitting here at the end of September. And maybe it's just a product of scanxiety and the fact that we're just in early phase detection and that we're one test away from everything being very worrisome again. So how do I live my life day by day with as much peace as possible? Is kind of where I'm at. Do I make plans for my future despite thinking I probably shouldn't? Is there some part of me that sincerely still thinks I'm on my way out and I just can't come to terms with the fact that that looms over me constantly? These are questions I'm trying to answer, and I'd love your feedback. I'd love your experiences and your stories. Because I don't think this is a good way for me to live long term. Let's say I'm lucky enough to have another 5 to 10 years. Maybe I get lucky enough to be here for another 30 or 40. It all kind of swings how my brain processes what I might do with my time. What should I do next? Is it all right to have hopes and dreams again, or is that just depressing and tragic to consider if in fact I'm on my way out still? Perhaps this is just extraordinarily commonplace and I'm right on task. I'm right on time. It is possible that this next scan comes back pretty well. Maybe great as far as all the tests. I pray it all comes back great. Maybe my circulating tumor cell count comes down. Maybe that CA19, that general cancer marker test, comes down. And maybe it gives me permission to dream again. Because every time I think about what I might do with my life, even at 38, I am struck by sadness, paralyzing sadness. Like, I can't plan for my life. I might be gone soon. Even with the status of my cancer right now. It's an interesting place to be. And I just wanted to tell you guys that. I just wanted you to know that. Yeah. There is laughter in the middle for what it's worth. Not every moment is gray, although I do think my brain's adjusting to some stuff, and we can dig into it in another video. But that's all. I wanted to keep this one generally themed and just open up a conversation in the comment section below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this phase of a cancer journey, the human experience, mental health struggles, the discomfort of life, and trying to find joy and peace amidst it all. I'll end my video with something that's thematically positive, which is that I do, on a day-to-day basis, turn my will and my life over to a God of my understanding, which is very soothing. My spirituality and my faith is very soothing, and I lean on that. I have friends and family, and I talk about what I'm thinking and feeling, and I reality test with them. I still go to my gym, and I work out, and I train other people, and some days it's extraordinarily uncomfortable between my ears, but I put my next foot forward, and I do my best. I do my best to stick to my cancer protocols, although I slip into despair and worrisome behavior, and that I lean on sugar and food and binge eating sometimes to feel better. And it makes me worry that I'm just sabotaging myself and I'm ensuring my future demise. But I try to control what I can. I try to be honest about what I'm feeling. I'm trying to participate in my sobriety, my recovery more than I ever have, out of fear/faith that it's the right thing to do and that I don't want to relapse, and I want to find ways to still be useful. I try and let joy and laughter and silliness come out of me despite what I'm feeling. And I try to recognize that we're all, as humans, fighting and battling and working through something. And my hope is to not personalize this harder part of my experience, to maintain my faith, to get the support I think I want, even though sometimes I feel bad wanting it. Sometimes I think I don't want to be Noah in trouble anymore. I don't want to need help anymore. I don't want to be having some mental health lapses anymore. I don't want to make these videos saying I'm kind of having a rough time anymore, because I think we're all having a rough time and people don't want to hear this shit. But if I don't make these videos, trying to make something else feels wildly disingenuous and pointless. And this is my life story as best as I can retell it or recount it. I just really appreciate the space to open up and even flesh out what's probably normal and certainly might be mundane life updates. It feels good, and I'm trying to just let that be. So there's just a lot of human stuff going on. A lot of human stuff going on. What are your human things? I'm going to close the video here before it gets too long, and just know that I appreciate you. I hope these next round of scans go well. I'll update you guys because it seems to be what brings me some peace of mind. And I'll do that. And I thank you guys for still being here. It means a lot to me. It really does. I'll see you in the next video. Adios, my friends. Yeah, adios, my friends.